Wireless earbuds for under 50 bucks? Let's check them out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm looking at more audio gear. This time, I'm looking at the SmartOmi Ace. That's this. Well, that's the charging container. Let's open it up, and it's these little tiny earbuds. And so these are really slick little devices there. As you can see, completely wireless Bluetooth 4.2 earbuds. And in fact, by taking them out, they've already reconnected with my iPhone, and so they are ready to roll. Same thing with Android. As soon as you take them out of their charging case, they actually go right back into ready to listen mode, which is great. So now I can put them in my ears, and they fit in surprisingly comfortably. And then on my phone, all I have to do is obviously just choose play. One button later, let's try that a second time. One button later, I am listening to music. So it's very nice and easy. Let me take these out, however, so I can talk about them. So it's a pretty interesting little design, as you can see. So each time you charge it, it gives you 3 hours of playback, and you're thinking, well, that's not very good. And it takes 2 hours for a 0 to 100% charge. But here's the thing that's really cool is just like the Apple AirPods, which obviously is, where they got their inspiration, then this charging box actually holds 4 full charges. And even better, like the Apple AirPods, there's actually a magnet that helps you make sure that when you put your earbuds into the charging case, they snap into place, and as you can see from the flashing blue light, they are charging. They are ready to roll. So super easy and convenient. You put them in here, they're charging. When this thing needs to be fully charged, there's just a micro USB on the back. So you plug it in, maybe let it charge overnight, and then 4 charges, 3 hours of charge. That gives you what? 3 times 4, it's, all right, it's video, I'm live, and in fact, I'm not fantastic at math, so it's what, 12 hours? So 12 hours of playback on your little wireless earbuds by using this. Pretty cool. And so this is actually a 500 milliamp hour charging unit, and it's fun. The little earbuds themselves, they are 55 milliamp hours. So there's a teeny tiny little battery in them. So just enough for it to work for a couple hours. And one thing that I find a little funky is that it does have a built-in microphone, but they designed this so that the left earbud is the one that actually works with phone calls. Whereas if you have both of them in, then you're getting the stereo for music. So I called someone to try it out, and they actually said, much to my surprise, that I sounded excellent. So that was a really good thing. But it was very strange because I'm talking on the phone and only my left ear is working. Now why that's peculiar is because I'm right-handed, so I'm naturally doing this to be on a phone call. So I'm used to my right ear being the phone ear. As far as I could tell, there's no way to change that short of putting your left earbud in the right earbud in the left ear, which then means I suppose all your music is backwards. I'm not sure I'd ever notice that was the case. But I will say, when you turn them on, when you power them up, when they connect, all of that, there's a nice little voice that says, left ear connected, right ear connected. So it's pretty easy to figure it all out, which is good that it says that, because there is an L and an R on these, but boy, is it super subtle. You really have to look at it. So your hope is that you put them in correctly, and let's see, I think you could put them in incorrectly. Yeah, so there's no specific orientation for which one goes in which hole, which is too bad because like on the Apple AirPods, the charging unit only lets you put them in the correct orientation. So if you try to switch the two, they literally won't fit into the charger. So that means every time you pull the right one out and put it in your right ear, you're good to go. There's no hassles. So that was smart thinking on Apple's part. Now, before I talk to you about the audio quality and I talk to you about the price, let me ask you to click on that subscribe button. Really appreciate it if you can subscribe to my channel. And if this is interesting and useful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Appreciate that. Now, the price is actually pretty nice. It's $49.99, and you can pick up a pair at SmartOmi.com. These are the SmartOmi Ace. But let's talk about the sound. So, SmartOmi understands the deal here, and they ship with 3 different sizes of earbud tips. And I immediately did what I always do, which is put in the largest ones, because it makes a surprising amount of difference having the right size tips. And the largest ones that come with this still aren't large enough for my ears, which is really disappointing. So what happens is there's like no low range at all for me. So these were great for things like an audiobook or for a podcast if you're listening to that. But when you're listening to music that has a full range and a full audio, you're just not getting the low end. It's like someone put the treble up and the bass down, and it's just like, where's the bass? Where's that bass guitar? Where's the cello in that orchestra? And so that's really kind of disappointing. From working with SmartOmi on other products, I expected better audio. And again, I suspect if I just had larger earbud tips, that it would actually give me better sound. So that's something that you should be aware of, is that in my experience at least, the sound is pretty mediocre. It could definitely be better. But everything about these are really cool, and I love the low entry price. I mean, the Apple AirPods are $159, and these are $49.99. This is a much nicer way to try these out and try out the technology of there's no wires, there's no connections, there's nothing to keep them connected, you know, and all of that's really pretty cool. But if you really want great audio, well, frankly, if you really want great audio, earbuds for the most part aren't the way to go anyway. So, you know, even within that though, is that these were pretty lackluster. So not super huge fan of them, but if they have bigger earbud tips, who knows, maybe I'd switch it out, put them in and say, holy cow, these are beautiful. So I know they know how to do this. I just think that maybe they're not a perfect match with my bigger ear canals. Anyway, this is Dave Taylor. I hope this was useful and interesting, and I'll catch you in my next video.